I'll get it. I don't know if you can smell this. This is not like an olfactory memory that you have from before, but we are going to have after our ceremony today, we're going to have waffles and eggs, and there's a whole waffle bar where you can make your own waffles. So hopefully you didn't fill up too much on breakfast. Make your own. We got all these toppings, yes. Yes. So we've got eggs, we've got waffles, whipped cream. Wow, the bat mitzvah girl is back for more fun. All right. Great job yesterday. Mhm. Okay. All right, sure. So Stacy indicated that I have one more. So is everything working? The microphone working? Good. Okay. And we're on. Do you want to wear your headset? No. Do not want to wear that headset. We are good. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Yes. If you can hear the sound of my voice. How many fingers do I have raised up, Jace? No. I have 2 fingers and 1 thumb. Ah. The microphone is gone. No, but you have to hear my dad joke. I have the best dad joke. You want to hear a good dad joke? Well, you won't hear a good dad joke because there's no such thing as a good dad joke. But this is true. Okay. Stacy, did you know that I spent all of my money, all of my investments on a pasta factory? Yes, but it was worth every penny. Bum. Who's from Florida? Anybody? Okay. Am I from Florida? I'm from Florida. Okay. So I got to tell you that my cousin Sarah, something happened to her. She was in Tampa, and she left her Pepsi on top of her car, and she drove off. And now we know that Sarasota is 60 miles away south of Tampa. That's great. My mom will laugh with everybody every time a joke is said, and then like a minute later she will really start laughing because she just gets it. That's great. Huh? Did she find, yeah, so she didn't find Sarasota there. Ah, yeah. Oh, I got to point out to Bill Goldsmith. Everybody know Bill? Bill is a wealthy man. He's got a lot of money, although he doesn't show it because he's very humble. But lately, didn't you buy? I bought a pasta factory, but Bill bought a pickle factory, and it wasn't a great investment, Bill, right? But at the time, didn't you think it was a big deal? I'm running out of dad jokes. See if I can find any more dad jokes. You know who sends me a joke every week? Let's see if I can find it. Okay. So Adam Siskin, who graduated here, he sends me a joke every week. Let's see. Okay. Why did the orange stop halfway up the hill? Because it ran out of juice. How do you like that one? That was pretty good. I hear we have more people coming. That's good. Start. Okay. Great.
All right, can everybody hear me? Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. I know we don't have as many students here as we thought we would have, but maybe some people will be trickling in. So I thought I'd first start, just first off to acknowledge why we're here. This is one of the Religious School Committee's favorite events of our year, because it recaptures all of the great year that we had together. So I want to take a moment to give shout outs to the Religious School Committee. So my co-chair, Sharon Seltzer, Lisa Bellardino, right next to Sharon, Megan Bizzaro, Cassie Kaplan, and Liz Siskin, who could not be here right now. So, but they all donate and volunteer so much of their time throughout the year to sponsor so many events, and really we couldn't do it without them. And so just to recap some of the things that we did this year, we had our first day of school ice cream social. We had our High Holidays family experience. We had our Sukkah family experience, our Simchat Torah celebration. We helped Rabbi Ruber with his Blessing of the Animals event. We had the lighting of the menorah on the green and our Hanukkah event, Menorah Madness here. Our Tu B'Shvat Seder. We had Israeli specialist Elihai.
He's leaving back to Israel.
He's heading back to Israel.
Yeah.
So he did an event for Tu B'Shvat with us. We had our Groovy Purim. Our Passover classroom Seder, And of course, we had Shabbat Rishonah throughout the entire year and our last day of school pizza party. And then we end the year with today, our end of school year awards. So thank you to our committee who helped with all of those events. And so when I stand here with kind of a couple of hats on today, I'm the teacher for the Shalom Kids program. I'm co-chair of the religious school committee, and now I'm also co-president of our temple. So I have a few different roles that I'm wearing today. But what we're going to do is I have awards for all of our students, and I have to also give a shout out to the Sisterhood because they help us with funding so many of our religious school committee events and also with the gifts that we provide to students and teachers. So thank you to our Sisterhood. And Gail is here. So when we do these awards, I'm going to go in order by class. And the classroom teacher will come up and we will present the award, and the student and the classroom teacher will take a photo together. Eliana is our photographer for the morning. So we will get going. So, and this is just kind of, I'm looking at who's here. I'm still going to announce the names of people who are not here, but if you're here, please come up. So our first award will go to Abel, who I do see is here. He's and I'm going to announce the awards and then we can clap afterwards. But he successfully participated in Shalom Kids, and he is receiving the award for the most personal growth.
Abel.
Our next award, I'm going to have his big sister accept on his behalf, but Aaron Cardoso is receiving an award for successful participation in Shalom Kids and for being a sharing and caring friend. Oh, actually, you get to come back because Aaron is also the recipient of the Bertram Anton Menschlichkeit Award for Shalom Kids. All right, next up, are they here? I think they might be out in the lobby. I saw Carson's grandmother come in. Is Carson here? Okay, so we'll move ahead for a second. All right, so next, she's not here, but I want to recognize Octavia because she successfully participated in Shalom Kids and she receives the Most Expressive Award. And then I also want to recognize Malachi Graff, nickname is Kai. He successfully participated in Shalom Kids for his first year, and he receives the award for being the most curious. And next, I see out in our audience, Omri. He receives an award for successfully participating in Shalom Kids, and he receives the award for helping hands. Rabbi, is she ready or no? No. All right. We'll go back to the last award for my class in a few minutes. I'm gonna ask Mrs. Nathan to come on up. So we have some awards for Mrs. Nathan's class. Our first award goes to Benjamin Bizarro, who successfully completed Aleph and is promoted to Bet. Ben is also receiving an award for being a very hard worker. we'll take a picture. Our next recipient is not here, but we want to acknowledge Lucas Durniak, who successfully completed Olive and is promoted to Bet, and he is the recipient of the Super Imagination Award. I don't know if cousins want to accept the next award, but we have an award for Max Medeiros, who successfully completed Olive and is promoted to Bet, and he also receives the award for the Very Creative Award. Do you want to accept it for him, Chief? And next we have Maddie Cardoza, who successfully completed Bet and is promoted to Gimel, and she's the recipient of the Wonderful Friend to All Award. And next we have Jace Rotsky. He successfully completed Bet, is promoted to Gimel, and he is the recipient of the Bertram Anton Menschlichkeit Award for Aleph Bet. All right, Ms. Yarman. So our first award, maybe we'll have her brother come up to receive her award, is for Zoe, who successfully completed Dalit and is promoted to Hay. And she is also the recipient of the Russell Ketlin Memorial Scholarship Overall Achievement Award. Our next award goes to somebody who's not here, but we still want to recognize Tia, who successfully completed Dalit and is promoted to Hay. And our next award goes to Lily Goldsmith, who successfully completed Dalit and is promoted to Hay. And our next award goes to Amanda Seltzer, who successfully completed Gimel and is promoted to Dalit. And Amanda is also the recipient of the Bertram Anton Menschlichkeit Award for Gimel and Dalit. Before we go on to the 7th grade class, I do want to still acknowledge, I don't know if she's coming or not, but Carson Connors, just so I keep him in order, successfully participated in Shalom Kids, and she is receiving the Aleph Bet and Miss Preem All-Star Award, and when she gets here, we will give those to her. All right, so Rabbi, your class. All right. Our next award, she's not here today, but we want to acknowledge Lila Jorniak, who graduated from Hay, and she's also the recipient of the Bertram Anton Menschlichkeit Award for Hay. So we'll get her award. And next, she had her big day yesterday, but we want to recognize Rebecca Kaplan, who graduated from Hay. Becca did a beautiful job at her bat mitzvah service yesterday. And coming up next on the list, we have Shay Rotsky, who graduated from Hay. He's also the recipient of the Herman Well Award for Liturgy. Yep. I am going to ask all the teachers to be up here for this next round of awards because I want to recognize our Madrikim. So we're very lucky to have teens who stay with us beyond their B'nai Mitzvah ceremonies to help us in our classrooms. They do this as volunteers. Some of them do use it for community service hours for National Honor Society and different things like that. But they really volunteer their own time as their schedule allows to help us in all the classrooms. And we are very grateful for all of their assistance. Zachary Perry's not here today, but I've messaged his mom to let him know I have an award for him, and I do have a gift for him. On behalf of Sisterhood, we have an Amazon gift card for him to use as a thank you. We also have Eliana Gay, who assists in Shalom Kids. And we'll have to do a picture with you after. So we'll do a picture with you after. Next, we really wanted to recognize our graduating seniors. They have volunteered with us since 8th grade in the classrooms. Some of that time included being remote during the pandemic, but we are really grateful that they stayed with us, stayed involved, came to our events, and really are contributing members of our congregation. So although she could not be here, we're very grateful and proud of Samantha Perry, who's graduating from high school. She volunteered as many hours as she could while balancing her activities and her part-time job. And so on behalf of the Sisterhood, we do have an Amazon gift card to give her. So we want to give her some acknowledgement. You know, their classroom assistance is invaluable really to all of us. So next we have a special award. I might be a little biased, but so Zachary Gay. Zachary has also been a Madrik in our school since he graduated from Hay. And he actually was one of the few who stayed on during the pandemic remote in Ms. Yarman's classroom. And he has been an assistant pretty much for all of us at a different point in time. In addition, he also substituted for us when Rabbi Coleman was out on medical last year. If Marissa wasn't available, Zachary stepped right in to assist in teaching the students. So we really want to celebrate that and honor that because he also is graduating from high school. He's actually graduating in the top 10 of his class, which we're very proud of. And he has been an assistant this year with Mrs. Nathan, and she wanted to recognize him in appreciation for his excellent teaching skills and his patience. And we also wanted to give him the Bertram Anton Menschlichkeit Award from Madrikim. And an Amazon gift card from Sisterhood.
Good luck. Good luck.
We will certainly miss Samantha and Zachary helping us out, but we are looking forward to a new group of Hayes students who might want to assist in the classrooms next year. Just putting the bug out there. But we're very glad that Eliana and Zachary Perry will be able to continue on in their role. So next, of course, we wouldn't have religious school without our teachers, without our faculty. So we want to take a moment to recognize them, and we have some gifts to give, which again, we really appreciate the sisterhood's generosity when we do this end of year awards all year long, but especially today. So our first award for her commitment and dedication to the education of our students is awarded to Gail Nathan. And our next award for commitment and dedication to the students of our education of our students is awarded to Jessica Yarman.
Got a cupcake there.
And did can Franklin come up to assist me for a second?
Congratulations.
Let me do one more thing before I have you do that. Before I do the next one, they're not here, but I need to recognize, and we will get them their gifts. We need to recognize two of our alumni students who have really stepped up to the challenge to assist in our religious school as assistants and substitute teachers for us whenever we needed coverage. So although they're not here, we want to recognize them. So for the commitment and dedication to the education of our students, Marissa Gay. Marissa's in Bulgaria right now. She'll get her awards when she comes back. And we were hoping that Sarah was going to be able to make it today, but we really want to recognize, because Sarah substituted a lot for all of us this year. So for the commitment and dedication to the education of our students, we want to award Sarah Siskin with a thank you. So we're gonna, before we give the next teacher award, we're gonna backtrack for a moment because one of my students has arrived. So without further ado, we want to recognize Carson Connors, who successfully participated in Shalom Kids, and she's the recipient of the Aleph Bet and Miss Bareem All-Star Award. I forgot to give you guys your cards that go with your. We have Sarah's and Marissa's. Okay. All right. I have Franklin up here to assist me for this next award. So for the commitment and dedication to the education of our students, we want to recognize Rabbi Coleman Reboy, not only for teaching our 7th grade students, but for also being the leader of our religious school. And we want to acknowledge that with a certificate and with some gifts from all of us.
Thank you.
From all of us, you, Mr. Coleman,
Thank you.
I in general appreciate and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You do a hug with Skype?
No worries.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
See you soon.
Oh, and a card too.
And you're going to run out of cans, but this is for you as well.
Thank you. Good, no cupcake in mine.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
I shouldn't do this one.
Oh, okay.
We are going to do a picture of that.
I would like to acknowledge Stacy Gay for her commitment and dedication to the education of our students. Surprise. I don't know what is yours.
Thank you. So if we could just do a teacher photo down here, that would be great. So that wraps up my portion, with the exception of Rabbi Rebert's going to speak in a little bit. I just also wanted to give another thank you to Sharon and Mark Seltzer and the whole family, because they really have prepared a wonderful breakfast for us downstairs to celebrate all of our students and families and teachers for this year. So thank you again.
Okay, great. Thank you. How about a hand again for all of our students and all of our teachers and all of our parents and all of our religious school committee people and everybody that was committed to our religious school. It's so important. We want to know that, we want to make sure that you realize that you are our future. And you don't know exactly what that means right now, but I'm sure that you will. So I don't know if anybody, if there might be a few of you that don't know, but I will not be coming back next year. So I wanted to say goodbye, but I also wanted to have somebody else say goodbye as well. And if you remember, oh gosh, it's falling off. Hold on. Hanukkah Harry also wants to say goodbye and wishes that you have a wonderful Hanukkah. And I don't know if this is on still, yes. Wishes that you have a wonderful Hanukkah and you keep on lighting the lights. So Hanukkah Harry says bye. So as your moray, as your teacher, I'd like to teach you a couple of things that are important. And I'd like you to think about that in the summer, because even though it's summer vacation, Jewish learning never stops. And what we do never stops either. The things, how we treat people and how we lead our lives and everything. And we could do it in a Jewish filter. So I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories. So the first story happens to be about a shoemaker named Itzik. And Itzik lived in a town called Kotsk. And in this town of Kotsk, Itzik lived by himself. He had a modest home, had some friends. He was a shoemaker. He made some money, but he wasn't overly rich. But he was never satisfied. He always wanted what other people had. So one night, he had a dream that there was a buried treasure under a bridge in the city of Prague. And he had the dream again and again. He said, this must be an omen. I can find the answer to all of my troubles, and I will be satisfied if I can go and find that bridge and find that treasure. So do you know what Itzik did? He went to Prague and he saw a bridge and he started to dig around. And he didn't find anything. So he went to another bridge. And he started to dig around, but he didn't find anything. So finally he went to another bridge and he was digging around, and there was a police officer that asked him, what are you doing? And he said, well, you know, I had this dream. I had this dream that I had to find something under a bridge. It was a buried treasure. So the police officer laughed and he says, that's really funny because I had a dream too. I keep on dreaming this all week, that there is buried treasure under some guy's house by the name of Yitzhak, who lives in this town I'd never heard of called Kotsk. Isn't that funny? It's just a dream. So what did Itzik do? He went back to his home in Kotsk, and he found his treasure. So what's the moral of that story? Anybody know? Can anybody guess what the moral of that story is? No, the moral of the story is not that there's a bridge in Prague and there's a city called Kotsk, but the moral of what I get from this story is that you may think that your neighbor or the kids that you go to school with may have better toys. They live in a better house. They go to different vacation spots, and they have a better life than you. But really, if you really look hard, everything that you need is at home, and everything that makes you who you are is always with you, your family, your friends. And being satisfied with what you have is a really, really important thing. If you keep on wishing that you were like other people, that you had more, then you're never going to be happy. So here's the other story. It happened a long, long time ago. A long time ago, before there was an Israel, before there was a holy temple, before there was a Jerusalem. And it's a story about two brothers. And these two brothers who were grown up, they were farmers. They were wheat farmers. And they loved each other. And they had their their fields right next to each other. And every year they would make wheat. They would gather the wheat, and they'd share a threshing floor, and they'd share that. And they always had good times. One brother had no family. The other brother was married and had lots of kids. So one day, the brother with the family couldn't sleep. And he thought, my brother, I don't know who's going to take care of him. When he gets older, he has no one. He deserves a little bit more than me. And I've got plenty of wheat. So what he did was he took part of his wheat storage, and he snuck over to his brother's house in the middle of the night, in his brother's barn, and he put the wheat over there. So another night happened. And so he kept on doing this every night. And one night, his brother, the brother who was single, said, my brother, he's married, he has kids. He needs a lot more than I do. It's not fair for me to keep all of my grain. I'm going to give a little bit of my grain, a little bit of my wheat to my brother. So what he did was, what do you think that he did? Does anybody know? What do you think this other brother did? He shared. How did he share? So he took his wheat in the middle of the night, and he snuck over to his brother's house, his barn, and put his wheat in there. And he kept on doing this every night. And what do you think happened? One night, the two brothers ran into each other, and they knew immediately what they were doing. And they dropped their they dropped their wheat bags and their grain bags, and they hugged each other. And the Midrash says that was the point where they hugged. That is where the Holy Temple in Jerusalem would be built. Because love is a very, very special thing. And kindness is a very special thing. And I've got something to show you. No, please. Don't throw any dollars, please. It's not that kind of a show and tell. But I think the moral of that story is that we have to be kind. And kindness goes a long way. And it doesn't cost anything to tell somebody, hey, good job. Congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a nice day. You dropped something. Let me pick it up and give it to you. Kindness costs nothing, but it goes for a long, long way, and it's wonderful. And the other thing about these two stories, how I feel that they're related, is that if you feel that you are satisfied and you have enough, then it's easy to be generous and to give to others. And what a wonderful feeling that is, that you feel that you have enough and that you can give to other people and you can make their day. And that the spot that the Holy Temple was chosen to be built was built based on that idea that we can be for each other. And if we're only for ourselves, the world doesn't work that way. The earth was given to us, was created for us by God, so we can share. And there's plenty to share in the world. And that we are partners in the act of creation with God. And we should always be thankful for what we have. Thank God for what we have. And be kind. Share. Tell somebody that you love them. Tell somebody that you like them, even. And that will go a long way for you. So this summer, I'm going to give you all some homework. Yes, you have homework this summer. I want you to say thank you for something every day. Maybe you want to say it twice if you feel like it, but once a day, every day this summer, say thank you for something. And the next thing is, I'd like you to find ways that you can show how kind you are. We're all kind. We're all kind people. Let's show everyone, but sometimes people don't see that. So let's show people how kind we are. So I'm going to, before we end, I'm going to do two things. We're going to say Shehecheyanu, because it's the end of a new year and it's the beginning of your summer and a new start for me and for all of you as well. So we're going to say that super blessing that thanks God for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling all of us to reach this season. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. And then amen. 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 That was my blessing to you, and I'd like for all of you to do me a favor. I would love for all of you to do the Shema. Can we do the Shema with the hand signs that we've learned for the past 3 years? Would you do that for me right now? Yeah? Okay, let's get up. Let's see it. All right. Great. All right. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd love, since Mike is recording this, he'll only see about the 10 people that are right there doing it. So for this, I'm going to ask all of you to just kind of move to the middle, and let's see you do the Shema for me one more time. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready? You know this, right? Okay, Shema, 1, 2, 3. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I guess this is it. We get to go downstairs and eat. Stacy, do you want to have any last words?
No, just thank you again to everybody. And actually, if students just can come up here, we're going to do one group photo of all the students. That would be great. And we'll go downstairs and we'll enjoy breakfast. Thank you.
You can move this out of the way too.